Hello everybody, Liz here and welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk to you guys about the Sons of Aries comic books. So if you don't know what the Sons of Aries comic books are, so they are a series of comic books based off the Red Rising world. So the Red Rising trilogy, it is a prequel trilogy talking about, you guessed it, the Sons of Aries, which is a prominent group, and slight spoiler to the trilogy. So if you don't know what Red Rising is, you must be new to my life, because the Red Rising trilogy is my favorite trilogy. It is a science fiction dystopian written by Pierce Brown. Sons of Aries Comics is a prequel to the Red Rising trilogy. Tomorrow, I think, by the time that this video goes up, the third installment to the Sons of Aries comic books is going to be out, and I have read and I have both 1 and 2, and I wanted to talk about them, give you my feelings, my emotions, my thoughts, and all that good stuff. So before anything, of course, I give these a 5 out of 5. I personally have never really read comic books, so I don't know how you rate them or how they're rated or what's considered good or not, but the artwork in these is amazing. So these are the covers. So this is 1, and then this is 2, so if you guys want to go pick those up. Yes, I still have them in their respective packaging because I don't want them to get messed up, and they're very flimsy and very thin. So we have the Sons of Aries, one of the covers for it here, okay? And then the number 2. So I'll be talking about both of these today and my emotions and thoughts and stuff. This is the first 2 comic books in a series of 6 based on, spoiler alert, Fitchner, who is Aries in the Red Rising trilogy. And so far it seems like it's going to follow him and the way that he ran the Sons of Aries before the series Red Rising started, as well as kind of the origin story to how he became Aries. So let's talk about the artwork again. The artwork in here is absolutely magnificent. Again, I'm not a huge fan of comic books. I've never really purchased them, so I don't know how to kind of gauge and compare and contrast to other comic books. But from what I do feel like I know about art, these are absolutely amazing. It is very short, too short for my liking, but it is a comic book. So okay, so let's get into the Sons of Aries. So I guess spoiler alert if you have not read the Red Rising trilogy, or I mean continue to watch if you don't care about getting spoiled. So we're going to start off where we start off in a really interesting place with this particular comic. So we kind of jump into Aries and these group of individuals already on a mission. So Aries has already been established, and kind of like the first part, this first one is more of a flashback, kind of giving you an idea of who Fitchner is up until this point in his life. So we get a lot of several Fitchner parallels, so they are both kind of like the underdog. We come to know that he was put in the exposure, so he survived the exposure, and he's kind of been a fighter his entire life, which makes sense. That kind of is a person that Fitchner really is. We get an idea, we meet, what is his name? Who cares, because he betrayed him at the end of the day. We know that people think that Fitchner was like a half-breed, so that brings into question is perhaps he was a half-breed, not a half-breed, it doesn't sound right. He was mixed colors, like maybe he had a silver or another color. It would be possible, and it would make kind of like sense if it was, just because we do have Severo, his son, be half of something else. I doubt it though. I just think he was considered a bronze, someone who was not the top-notch gold in the society and stuff like that. So we have kind of him and being introduced into the Institute, and that was just brutal. Again, here come the Severo Fitchner parallels that I was talking about. Severo wasn't very well liked in the Institute, and neither was Fitchner. So we find out, you know, the same thing happened with Severo and Fitchner, where they were put up against people that they knew were going to, not that they knew, but they thought and assumed that they were going to get killed by, or it was their duty to get killed by them because they were lesser golds. And I love that Fitchner was like, fuck you, I am going to survive, and I'm going to show you that I am worthy of being here. And he did, and obviously that kind of put him in a really weird position with everything that was going on, and madness ensues, and he finds out that running is kind of like how you survive. Like, you keep going, you do not stop, because you will die. So we start off obviously with like this gold that they capture. I mean, okay, I just want to show how this is literally my like screensaver. Like this, look how pretty. Oh, it's so gorgeous. So we start off this particular comic book, I'm just like jumping all over the place, where they capture a gold. So obviously we know that this gold is going to be pivotal to the present slash, yeah, like the present storyline that's going on in the comic books, and we're going to get flashbacks from Fitchner as like kind of it goes around. That's kind of been like in the first two, that's kind of been the theme, is where we get a flashback while this mission is going on. So we knew, I mean, in Red Rising, Fitchner didn't trust anybody enough to tell them that he was Aries. So it begs the question of like, what happened to make him become so secretive? Because in the comic books, he does let his identity be known. Like, all of these people that are reds and greens and all of this know who Fitchner is, know that Fitchner is Aries. So I wonder what happens from, you know, like what happened to lead Fitchner to be like, it's not a good idea to, you know, not let the whole world know that I'm Aries. Okay, so we have poor baby Fitchner right here. Oh, so sad. So you know he survived. He's a fighter. It's his nature. It's in his nature. It's what he does. Like, I just want to Severo just kicking ass like that. Severo. Fitchner just kicking ass and, you know, taking names, and the beauty of us being able to see the passage. Okay, so these comics obviously do not shy away from violence. Like, we see him getting his hand, like, Fitchner tearing off that guy's ear, which is beautiful. Okay, something that I do really like about the comics is that the speech bubbles are color-coded, so you know which color is speaking, as opposed to like just taking a wild guess. You're like, because it would have been weird, like, oh, like what color is speaking, or who's speaking to who, how does the hierarchy work? So I really liked the fact that they were color-coded, so I knew who was talking. Like, the gold, you can't really see the gold too much. It's more like a yellowy, but I liked it. I'm talking to you guys like you guys haven't read the comic books, so I feel like at this point I've rambled on and I've spoiled the entire first part. Now I'm going to move on and talk about the second one. I'm pretty sure that I've talked about the second one before, but you know, I'm a hot mess. So the cover for the second one is, I'm going to collect all the covers. We have the Obsidians coming in and attacking after, like, you know, whatever happened with... So the second edition, we know that we already saw someone's ear get chopped off. I don't understand why they decided to censor it. Like, literally, like, it's censored here, and then we have someone's head being blown off in the next page. I want to understand, like, the creative process behind that. Like, who decided, like, it's totally okay to, like, have someone draw someone else getting, like, shot in the head and, you know, their ears chopped off and all that stuff, but we can't say the word fuck. Like, we cannot write, I mean, we can write it, but we have to block it out. I feel like I was a little upset. Like, I get why, no, I don't get why. Like, why would you censor that? It didn't make any sense to me. Ooh, something we also did get, we got more sigils. We got, I think this is Neptune's sigil, and like we got different sigils, which is really cool because we hadn't really had the sigils, you know, for most of the houses. Like, for most of the houses, we still don't have Pluto's, which I took that one weird test and I got sorted into Pluto, haha. I was put into Pluto. We also get to see how small, like, the sigils are, like the gold sigils. I expected them, I don't know why I pictured them much bigger. Maybe they are, maybe this is just like a creative choice for them. Also, okay, I love this part where he's like, the only thing I knew was that one lesson: to survive, to thrive, to live, you must never stop, you must always win. Like, that is some definitely fictional words to live by. And we see them, we know all about all of this, we know, like, all that's going on, but it's so crazy and so amazing to see it like, to physically see it, and know that this is, to an extent, the world that Pierce Brown imagined. So that's so pretty. I thought that was so cool. Like, I don't know, it's just, it makes me so excited. This, we know what the pierceless guard look like. Okay, so is this Jupiter? Okay, we have Jupiter. I don't know. Ooh, something else we definitely see is kind of like, even though, again, here come like the several Fitchner present. Even though they are both purely scarred now, like the higher golds or like the kind of like aristocratic golds still look down upon several, like, because we know that because he got sent to Pluto. And then they also look down upon Fitchner, like his friend Shitface McShitface, who fucking was a little bitch to him. And okay, so I mean, I ramble so much, I'm so sorry. I think the theme is here is we're gonna get like the present as in what's going on in this mission, and then like flashbacks as to what led to him actually becoming Aries. So we know number 3 is going to be him finally going to Neptune. So finally, hopefully, meeting Severo's mom, which is really exciting to see. Like the cover for it is so cute. I'm super excited. Hopefully I'll be able to get it right away. But so we are going to Neptune. We're gonna go see kind of like the way that the terraforming is gonna go. So again, I want to know what led Aries, aka Fitchner, to become so secretive about being Aries. Like what triggered it? Like how did he manage to get all these low colors to trust him? Like how did he decide that this was how he was going to go about bringing back the society? What does he do? How did he get involved? Like what kind of ploys and plots and revolutions have they started or have they wanted to start before Darrow's finally took off and took place? And again, this is only six issues, and I don't know. I know that they're not going to be able to give us all of that, so I'm hoping that they get picked up for another series of issues, because that would be amazing, and now all my questions would be answered. Again, questions like, what happened? Like, how did Fitchner raise Severo during this time? Like, obviously, like, it's extremely hard, I'm assuming, to lead, like, a revolution / terrorist organization, and, like, how did he avoid telling Severo? How did he avoid getting in trouble with, you know, the society? Like what happened there? Did they ever kind of guess that Severo was a part low color? How did he find the people to trust? Like how did he decide like this is a low color I can trust that isn't gonna rat me out? Like obviously he didn't ask for any other golds help because the golds were not gonna help him. So this is kind of stuff that I want to find out. Also, like from the present storyline, like who is this gold? Like, why is he important? Why did he kidnap him / kill him? Like, why? And then how are they going to escape? Obviously, we know they're going to escape because Fitchner makes it to Red Rising. But how does it happen? Does this mission kind of lead him to secrecy because he realized he could trust low colors, but he couldn't trust himself? Because he did kind of lose control and I don't know. There's just so many questions like going through my head, and all I can think about is like I'm super excited to finish reading it and then, you know, finally get to Iron Gold. I would like sell my little toe to know all of this stuff. Like who do I speak to get all of the prequel stories, especially for Fitchner? Like I want to know all the little things. Obviously we're going to know the like what led to the start of the Sons of Aries, but you know I also want to learn about all this crazy like all I can say is that everybody did such a good job. Powell and Hoskins, I'm sorry if I butchered names, and Pierce, and it was just such an amazing job. Like it's good. I was a little skeptical at first, like, you know, but I'm super excited to read the rest of it. I know I didn't really review all of it. I don't know enough about comic books to kind of really give you a proper like review. All I know is that I absolutely am super excited to finish seeing this. The artwork is amazing. The only criticism, of course, I have is that they're too short, and or that the word fuck or shit or curse words have been censored out, you know, because that's weird. Want to see these in like an actual book form, so that, like, not book form, maybe just longer. I just want more. I want more. Like, give me 100 of these. Like, give me one a month until like Pierce decides he's done with the Red Rising world. So yeah, I guess I'm done with my rambling. I loved it. I loved where this is going. I am excited to meet Several's mom in the next edition and to figure out how they managed to escape this obsidian grey horde that is chasing after them and what is the importance of the gold that they kidnapped. I'm so excited. I love Pierce Brown and I love the Red Rising world, and I hope you guys stayed this long because I rambled a lot and I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm super excited for 3. I will be doing the reviews for the next 4. I'll probably be doing 2 at a time, just, you know, so I have a little more to talk about and I'll be much better prepared next time for 3 and 4. But until then, I hope you guys like this video. If you do, feel free to hit that thumbs up. I would appreciate it. But let me know that you guys want to see maybe more of my stuff. But yeah, that is all for me, guys. Have a good morning, afternoon, night, whenever you happen to be watching this. And if you want to see more of my face and more videos like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys next time. Happy readings. Ow!